Let's also bring on board Lalit Nambiar, Senior VP, Fund Manager Equities and Head Research at UTI Mutual Fund. Lalit, hi, afternoon. What seems to be causing so much panic in the market right now?
I think the Fed statements yesterday is sort of bringing greater uncertainty on whether the tapering is near or it's farther away, and whether it's going to happen at all. So there are mixed statements coming out from the Fed. So you had, Ms. Yellen, who's going to take over as the Fed governor in January, coming in, making dovish statements, and now you have a statement from the Fed which still talks about a tapering. So that's caused a little bit of a worry across, and these, this volatility is likely to continue. Because a lot of the movement in markets have been liquidity driven. So whenever there's a concern or a question mark on liquidity, you will obviously have these knee-jerk reactions. Apart from that, I think the PMI numbers from China have been a bit of a disappointment. So if you're really looking at the markets on a day-to-day basis, and what's probably hurt, probably these two things could have been a bit of a factor.
Lalit, so growth is clearly not back on the track. Inflation is strong, liquidity, big question mark there. Globally, China, the data coming from China is also uneven. So since fundamentally things are not looking strong, do you think we could be staring at a 10-15% more downside?
Look, it's difficult to call the markets on a week-to-week, month-to-month basis. But if you look at the fundamentals, and if you're running a portfolio based on fundamentals, you would want to stay with resilient business models. It's something we maintained for a long time. So in today's context, given where India is, despite the short-term numbers on current account deficit, etc., the fact remains that we are structurally not well positioned. And you would want to play something which is strong in terms of export, strong which is in terms of rupee depreciation over a longer period of time. So if you've got a long-term window, I'm really talking a really long-term here, 3 to 7 years, that's where you probably want to be in equities and not on a very, very short-term view. Then you would probably want to play these models which are export-driven, which have good, strong cash flows, rather than trying to play investment cycle. Because I think it's a little too early yet to be playing the investment cycle unless you are willing to wait it out a long, long time.
What's the sectoral call then, Lalit? Let's start with sugar first, considering that's the one which has been catching all headlines. Does sugar become a buy now?
Sure. So that's a policy-related area, and I mean, personally in my portfolios, I wouldn't want to run something which is dependent on government policy or how the state government is going to make a call on something or the other. So that's the tough one. So I'd rather look at companies bottom up, and commodity space is a little bit, I would say, on the riskier side. So to that extent, we'd probably avoid that sector. It's very difficult to read that one because it comes out straight from different policies. So I would say it's a really high risk area. You could get it right, you could get it wrong easily.
So after a 15-16% run up on the Nifty, are you tempted to book profits, or are you still sticking to defensives and you think defensives still have a long way to go?
No, so I think in certain pockets there has definitely been some amount of movement, and you'd want to switch from those areas. This is largely stock specific, it would not be sectoral. Our bias would continue to be on towards IT, pharma, and to some extent private sector banking, and not so much on industrials or real estate. So if that answers that question.
In general, markets are of the view that we have a bottom in place when it comes to earnings, because for the first time after many quarters we've got more upgrades and less downgrades. Margins have expanded and top line also was not sluggish. Do you think the earnings trajectory has bottomed out?
It looks like that as of now, but earnings are very tricky because there are many factors, and there are different sectors and averages coming into play. So you don't know what's driving this. If you really look at what is driving it, there is definitely a large proportion of profit movement which is coming from one part of the market, while the rest of the market has not done very well, and this is reflected in P's as well. So to use averages would be a little, I think, dangerous. And to that extent, it depends on which part of the market you are. So as far as the sectors I mentioned, I think we are in reasonably safe ground in terms of earnings and where they stand, and looks like it's not going to get any worse from here. So if it comes to IT, pharma, I don't think there's too much to worry about. But in other sectors, it's tough to call where that's headed because they're cyclical.
What about banks and especially PSUs? Are they in a void right now?
So, in terms of private sector banks, I think the margin expansion is sort of visible. There is a little bit of margin expansion on the annual with lending rates having been raised. So that should play for some more time. Asset quality has not deteriorated very significantly in the private sector space. The public sector space is more about sheer valuation and whether you think that it's really deep in value and whether you want to jump in and trade on them. So if there's a trader out there who wants to make money on that, it'd probably be a sensible thing for them. But for other serious investors, I think I would still largely avoid them, unless maybe a couple of exceptions in the PSU space where you would probably want to look at valuations and say that the burst is probably in the price. But apart from those, they're largely an avoid.
Well, so how do you see markets moving, let's say, from here to the elections? Because that would be the tricky period.
Absolutely. I mean, I wish I could answer that one, and I wish anybody really could answer that, because you're going to hit a lot of volatility with a lot of news coming in, not only global news coming in with maybe the Bank of Japan announcements or Europe, ECB announcements. We have added complexity coming from state government elections. So I don't know which way that will play, and it's going to be really tough to call that. So it makes more sense to stick with a sensible portfolio for the longer term rather than try to play these short-term waves, because you easily get them wrong.
Right, Lalit, appreciate your time and thank you for joining us.